I feel
16
so
hours.
accomplished right now, you have no idea.
Yeah, she can drone on. Yeah, sometimes she needs to cut a few hundred pages. Yeah, she teases us a lot. Yeah, she changes points of view. But Sandra Clare really knows how to end a series now, doesn't she? Well, I'm eventually gonna end up talking about things that have happened, the funny things, but right now I just want to say thank you. I know I should make fun of passive voice, and we make fun of sentence structure, we make fun of characters that we do or don't like, and deaths, and spoilers. But it's really something important, especially I think to humans, to be able to be somewhere else for a little and get to know people that we never had the chance to know. I wanted to be a novelist since I was 6 years old. I'm going to school to be a writer. I'm just so happy that I'm in the right place. This is what's important right now. But yeah, Jace annoyed me and lost his character. And yeah, Claire was annoying. And yeah, Isabel was kind of flat. But like in comparison to never knowing these people, it's all worth it. Someday Jenna's probably gonna go back through this footage and roll her eyes at me crying. Someday I'm gonna roll my eyes at me crying. It's a cliche footage. If nothing else, it's a testament to something. It's been on my mind since I was 6 years old. The past 13 years. And it's not gonna be easy. There's gonna be rejection. And there's gonna be tears. And there's gonna be heartbreak. But this is it. This right now. So I want to be a writer. I hear Jen in the other room talking. First of all, is that Jen and I both were sitting on couches crying when we believed that Simon was gone and that he had no memories. I stopped crying after I finished the scene because it didn't feel real. And I thought, okay, the least I can do is finish the book. And if there's still no Simon, I can cry it out. But if not, if there is Simon, then I'm not gonna waste energy crying. Because too many times in this series, I've wasted my time crying about characters who've come back. I did cry, and I really wondered if it was gonna be true, but when I was thinking about it helped me to get through to know that one couple was separated, and I knew it was gonna be Robert and Maris. And so I thought, well, something's gonna happen. I think Simon's the real hero here. Jenna is screaming right now. And then now she's sobbing.
I don't know what I look like, I'm sorry, but I had about 4 or 5 huge crying fits at the end. It's done. I'm gonna freaking kill Cassandra Clare, and then I'm gonna bring her back to life and give her a hug, because, oh my god, that's exactly what she did to me. About the time that Simon was, you know, giving up his memories, I was sobbing, and then after that, I was like, I don't even want to read the rest of this book. I don't care about the Carstairs. I don't care about Emma. I don't care about the freaking Blackthorns. I just don't care. Pretty much from that point on, I skim read until Simon's name came up and Magnus and Alec were there, and lots of skimming. I don't even know what happened really at the end of here. All I know is that, I cried. I didn't even cry that hard for Deathly Hallows when it ended, because there was nothing as cruel as that. I can't believe her. So I told you earlier that I had seen a spoiler, And the spoiler was that Simon was going to basically, they were talking about immortal stuff and giving up immortality, and I was like, oh, Simon will give up his immortality and he won't be a vampire, or maybe he will and he won't live forever and it'll be fine and he'll be with Isabel and it'll be great. And then about the time I was getting to that section, I look over and Laura is literally sitting on the bed and she pulled the blanket over her and I can hear her sniffling, and I was like, no. And I was like, no, this can't possibly happen. It can't. It just, that would literally, if he hadn't have made it through, I probably would have thrown the book across the entire universe. By the end of it, I would have sacrificed him for Clara and Jace. It would have happened. I wouldn't have cared about them. I still don't really care about them. Like, you never realize how much you care about characters until you're sitting there crying over them because you think they died. Oh man, like that scene at the end where Clary comes running down and Simon is there, like, oh, I was crying tears. And for like the epilogue, I had, I don't know if you've heard Sirens, but I sure would. I had that on because Laura was in here talking and I didn't want to hear anything, and yeah. So I had that on and I was like, oh, I timed it so perfectly. The part of the bridge, she just like, she has this great vocal part. Take me away! And it's so emotional, and I just had that on repeat, and oh, Claire running down the hill, oh man, and then Isabel's all smiling, and Magnus did it, and like, oh my gosh, the Mortal Instruments band, like, oh, and Simon gets to be a shadow hunter, and Izzy's a shadow hunter, and she doesn't have to worry about vampire, and the scene where Malik gets together, and Magnus is like, I have a notebook of my life, and I want to share it with you. I was just like, oh, I can't even. And there's Tessa and Jem, and like, I was just so happy to miss all them. And now they're going to Los Angeles, so now I may pick up the next series just to see them there, and like, oh my gosh. And when Jem went into the battle and he was like saving Emma and like all of them, I was just so excited and happy. Oh. If any writer can take their readers on a freaking ride, it's this lady. Oh my gosh. I have never skimmed harder in any book ever. Like, even school books, I'll skim a little, you know, like descriptions, but this, oh, I was skipping over descriptions. If it came to Emma Carstairs, I was like, any major information? Okay, you don't want to be paired about, you want to be in love with him? Okay, we'll just move on, you know, because I had to know. You had to know. If you got to that point and you weren't crying, any of the Simon points at the end were, I just can't, I hate when people use the memory card. It's like, of all the things. It's, the real question is, do you want someone alive but not to know you, or to know you but be dead? It was a little convenient that Magnus could solve it, but I love Simon so much that I don't really give a crap right now. Like, the fact that he's back. You guys should have seen me though. I was happy crying so hard at the end, but I was also sobbing so hard, sad tears before that, and like, there were some parts where it just was like, I cried, and then a little bit further I would cry some more, and then a little bit further I'd cry some more. I think I cried more in this one than I did in Clockwork Princess, and I cried a lot in Clockwork Princess. Dude, but when Magnus went up to Simon and was like, you get to choose. You can be a Shadowhunter if you want to be one. I was just like, Magnus has gone so far in his character development. He started out as the warlock who didn't want to help anybody to the warlock who not only loves Shadowhunter, but encourages more Shadowhunters. And it's just so beautiful. And if he's not in the next series, I may just pass out because books about Magnus all the time. I mean, I think I gotta give it 5 stars because of that whirlwind ending, but it was a long time coming. It's not a hard read. Like, it's long and I kind of wanted to kill a couple characters on the way, but it went by way faster than the first 5. It is obviously the best because that ending though, and all the humor was perfect, and the characters were awesome, and the development was really good. There were some theories that did not appear that were very wrong, but I think overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm really glad that my prediction that Magnus would die did not happen because I would have cried really, really hard. With these books, with any books, I I don't have much to say because I want to say everything and nothing, and I didn't take, Laura took very dedicated notes, so you guys should be happy that she did those because mine is very not like that. I started taking notes at the beginning and I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna read and enjoy this damn book, and so I did. Wow, that was really intense. This is the end of our diary recordings, and I hope you guys like this, whatever this is, this weird diary thing. I thought it was a really good idea, and I like Big Brother, so... Plus, I feel like you get more like immediate reactions, especially from Laura. I didn't really film as many as I thought I would, especially when I was crying because Laura was already done and I was trying to finish and stuff. But if you want me to do one of these in the future for like other finales, like you should let me know because we have like 20 to go. So I just can't believe it's over. It's so weird.
It's gonna be a day that we look back on.
We're gonna remember
that defines our summer.
It will. It's gonna define our entire lives.
To anyone who is ever considering reading a finale or anything else, it's cool to have someone else to motivate you.
It actually helped so freaking much because I was so nervous that I was gonna fall behind that I was like, and then at the end I skimmed pretty much half of the epilogue.
I skipped everything that happened with Emma. The dark artifices had to be set up in this series.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
That
was so not
me.
Fun.
I had no emotional investment in them.
I didn't either.
There was so much focus on them in this book because of the dark artifices, but we spent 5 books not knowing who the heck these people are.
It took way too long. Like, you could cut out 300 pages if you cut out all the freaking Carstairs and the Blackthorns and crap. And
oh my god, there are like 400 Blackthorns.
At that point, I was just so like then set on Simon that I was like, I have to know right now what happened.
That's what I said to the camera. That I think we both did. I cried until the end of the chapter where it said that about Simon, and then I stopped and I said, there's a video log of me coming in and I was like, the couple that gets separated is Robert and Maris. I can feel it. I know it right now. So then I was sitting here, I was like, I'm not gonna cry because if Robert and Maris are separated, then obviously Isabel and Simon can't be separated, so something's gonna happen. So I was like, flip, flip, flip.
I knew I was in trouble when I was sitting over there and I was at like a kind of serious part and you were sitting there and then all of a sudden I just heard sniffles and you pulled the blanket over your head and I was like, hell no, this is not happening right now. I can't do this.
I was waiting for it to hit me. I was like, okay, it's not hitting me yet, so maybe I'll just keep reading anymore. He'll stay alive.
Well, and then I got to that part and I was like, this is a trick. Like, this can't actually happen. Like, she wouldn't do that. And then she put it off for so long that I was like, no, it's not okay. That was so cruel. Mine is at the end when Simon and the rest of them all reunite. I shared this with the camera already, but I was like, Simon looked at Jace. Did I bite you? Jace touched the scar on his throat. I can't believe you remembered that. Did we roll around on the bottom of a boat? Yes, you bit me. Yes, I kind of liked it. Yes, let's not talk about it again. You're not a vampire anymore. Focus. I'm just so happy how far Jace and Simon have come since the first one when he called him a mundane, and now they're like buddies, and it just makes me so happy. Like, seriously, the end of the book, they acted so much like a team. They knew how to do everything, and they were like killing for them, and oh, it was just so beautiful.
Simon was the true hero because, like, out of everyone, he had no connections to any of that, and yet he sacrificed his life for all of them.
Yeah. Like Simon, he was just...
It was literally just out of love for them.
Oh my gosh.
Because it wasn't like he was engaged to anyone or married to them, or that he was in a relation, or he weren't exactly in a relationship.
Yeah, they didn't DTR it.
And he wasn't related to anyone. It was just kind of like he was just thrown in there and he just loved everyone, and I thought that was so beautiful.
And he didn't even nobody thought of the consequences when he said it. He was just like, screw this, I'm just gonna do it because I'm awesome.
I was good, and now I'm not. Okay, I'm good, okay. Sebastian, now everyone's here, he declared, his voice delighted. It's a party! And we called it about the sword, even though I came into the camera and apologized for accidentally thinking it was gonna be something else. So I was trying to count deaths, okay? We have Raphael, Maureen, Jordan, Amadis. I had another one.
Oh, I was
Jonathan,
yeah, Sebastian.
And then who's 6? Is it Camille?
No, there was another one. Who else died? Simon made up for 20 deaths.
I think the 6th one's just ambiguous.
Yeah, maybe.
In a book, I think it's really pretty, but in real life, I kind of rolled my eyes that in the end, everyone was paired with someone.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes by your choice. Sometimes you don't want to be with someone. Sometimes not when you're that young. Sometimes it's just...
Well, the way I look at it is that it's fictional. Like,
Yeah,
I can
it's a happy
forgive
ending.
because it's this.
Yeah.
Like, if it were anything else, like, especially if it were, like, a realistic fiction book or my real own life, then I might have said something different. But it's like Clockwork Princess. Like, you just forgive it because it's a gift.
Yeah.
And you just say...
That's so pretty.
I like that. Oh, it's a gift. So
That's
you
so
just,
nice.
like... Even though there are a lot of flaws, and if it were your perfect world, none of that would happen, you say, you know what, they're all together, they're all happy, there aren't any extreme deaths, we're just gonna take it for what it is. She pretty much set up the next series, like, perfectly. Like, she set up the whole, the fairies are gonna come back eventually, and they're gonna, like, attack everybody and be really evil. Like, obviously that's gonna be the whole plot of the next trilogy.
And she moved Helen.
And Helen,
to exile.
And there's Mark Blackthorne, who's obviously going to come back and be a part of the whole fairy thing. Obviously, it's all going to be about fairies, and I'm not feeling the fairies, so I may just...
And they all go to London. Or, sorry.
LA.
Sorry, they all go to
Los
LA.
Angeles.
That's what I meant. I was thinking
With
Los
Jem and
Angeles.
Tessa.
Yeah, and then Jem and Tessa follow, which made me happy.
So they'll probably be married, maybe.
Yeah, it was just annoying
not.
that all had to be set up, but someday I'm
Yeah.
going to be grateful for it.
Maybe.
One thing that I was rolling my eyes about is it was such a stretch to have Clary meet Tessa. She was just like, here's a ring.
I know.
And here's a, like...
I think it was... She did it more for us.
Yeah,
She
no,
was like,
oh, totally.
I want to see them and see it all
Exactly.
together.
I mean, if one thing was important for Claire to see, it would be, like, Jem saying his words of wisdom.
Yeah. I just don't remember half of it because I skimmed. I can't believe we did it. Do you remember when we started out and we were like, we're never going to finish this?
16 hours, yeah.
I'm impressed. The humor was good.
Yeah, the humor was on point. This made up for 5 unfunny books.
Yeah, but really though, I think this is obviously the best.
There's a lot of fluff that made me really mad.
There was so much
Literally,
cut out.
nothing happened until you were 80%
Pretty
through the
much.
book, and everything happened from
Pretty
80%
much.
until the exact end. Like, even when you were at the epilogue, stuff had to happen.
Everything
still.
happened in the epilogue, I think.
Yeah, everything.
Like, everything happened in that and the Judas Kiss chapter. Those were the two where everything happened. She could have cut the rest of the book.
Everything else was nothing.
Pretty much. Why did you waste your breath telling us this? Like, all the Carstairs and all of them, like, what the heck was the point besides
the next
the
series
obvious?
has to be fantastic.
Or I'm not gonna finish it. This is like Harry Potter. I was actually feeling that when you were like leaving at the end and I was like, I'm not done, wait for me.
Oh no.
I was like 40 pages behind you by the end of it.
Well, I skipped anything that had to do with Emma.
Yeah, that's probably why. I was like, well, how did I get this far behind? I'm not that slow. Oh my gosh, I've read so much in the past week.
Think about how many pages have you read in the past 3 days?
At least 1,100. Yeah.
And I did a lot of sniffing where I was like,
That's how I was by the end. I was like,
no, I know.
stop.
So if you ever see that, it might.
That was me. I haven't sobbed that hard in a long time over a book.
Oh my god, there was a part where I was just sitting there, and then I was in your ear, and I was like, that's Jenna crying.
I was going hard, like real hard. Well, I would like to say thank you for sticking with us through this journey, this road. It was long and winding and terrifying and terrible. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I know I enjoyed it. I cried a lot.
I cried more.
I don't know, I cried a lot. You should let us know if you want this to happen in the future. I don't know if it will, but we can pretend.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, if you
By
cried,
writing in the
let me know
comments
if you
below,
cried.
right? That's what
Yes, write in the comments, especially if you cried. I want to see how many people cried because I sobbed.
We've read over 700 pages
In 16
in
hours.
16 hours.
We're beasts, so that's
The only time we've spent apart from each other was when one of us was in the bath.
Yep. Or when
Recording.
Or when I was behind, which was a lot of it. Thank you, and I hope you made it out alive through this very scary book because it is terrifying.
But well worth it.
Well worth it for sure. So I will see you all later sometime, probably not for another 2 or 3 weeks because I need to recuperate after this. But thank you for watching and bye.
They're just my favorite, they're so cute, and like, I'm dying over here.
They're so cute, you can't deny them. That was the good part. I literally sound like I've been awake for like 24 hours.